than Mommy.
Ride the bike. All right, Shimei, ride the bike.
You don't mop the floor with toilet water, baby.
Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. You try. Worry about yourself. Go die.
Let Mama walk in with you today?
No.
Why?
Yes.
Mama will be so sad if she don't get to go.
Oh, fine. You can go in with me.
You want me to?
Fine, that is.
Why don't you want Mama to go in with you?
I said, okay.
Give it up for those kids. Come on, you can do better than that. Yeah. Wow. Look at your neighbor and tell him, say, you got blessed. You got to sip of me today. It's going to be a good day. We started this series a couple weeks ago. Number 1 week was, of course, Jonah. Remember that story? Jonah, God told him what to do, and then he just decided to go another way. Has the Lord ever told you something to do, or you knew what to do, and you're like, dadgummit, I knew not to do that? Don't point at anybody like, I knew not to marry him. That's not what I'm trying to do here. And then, of course, we did the prodigal, to where he actually went away and did some dumb decisions. Anybody ever done that? He made some bad decisions, and then he reset his life. And in this weekend, I'm really excited about it because, and I played that video for a reason, is because I really want you to get it in your head and in your spirit that for this year to be different, number one, you got to get it right with God. And thank God you came today, and at Rural Palm and all the other campuses. Can we give it up for all the people that came in Lakewood? And I'm actually loving our new little thing we got going on here, where I go to Lake Worth last night, Saturday night church, did it, got it dialed in. Then, of course, I went there this morning and preached, got it dialed in. And you guys are the smartest ones because you came to this one and you're like, this is the third time it's a charm. Come on, somebody, right? So you figured this out. And so I'm going to try to get it today. And I really, where I want to go is to try to realize that you need a mentor in your life and you need other people in your life, okay? You don't do life alone. I just watched the movie again the other night about Whitney Houston, and she's so talented. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, anybody ever cranked her music up really loud and you kind of sound like her in the car by yourself, right? Yeah, and then somebody turns it down, you're like, oh, yeah, apparently not. Well, she ended up dying alone in a bathtub. You see, Michael Jackson died alone. A lot of people separate themselves. That's what the devil always tries to do. He tries to separate you and get you alone. Because when you're left alone, you make dumb decisions. Anybody ever been depressed, alone, with ice cream and Girl Scout cookies, and then they were just gone, right? Liars, come on, raise your hand. If you ever made dumb decisions, usually when you do something stupid, you try to do it alone. You do something big, some ceremony, you do it with other people. So my goal is to try to get you to realize, if you can hook that up to there, that we've got to get other people along with us on the journey to be a mentor. And here's what my mentor told me this last week. He said, I'm a mentor, but I'm somewhat of a tormentor. It's a good line. A mentor and a tormentor. Because real friends stab you from the front, not the back. They stab you from the front. You want a real friend to tell you, hey, there's salad hanging out your teeth. A real friend to say, your zipper's unzipped. I'll tell you a story. It just came to mind. Nobody's heard this, but the third service. This guy's up preaching, it's going forever, and his family would get onto him sometimes that he preached too long. Anybody ever had that, In fact, my dad preached so long, my favorite thing, I'd be like, my favorite life verse was, let my people go, okay? But there was a guy, he was up preaching like crazy, and every time he'd get behind the pulpit, it was fine, but his zipper was unzipped, and every time he'd get here, everybody's just the elephant in the room, it's a problem. And so his wife is out of the sound engineer, and she's got a sign that says, zip it up. Zip it up. So he'd be like, because he's preaching too long, he'd go, I know some of you want me to zip it up, but I'm not going to zip it up. No matter how many times you tell me to zip it up, I will not zip it up. Okay? What's really funny is to look at a couple people looking at me like, did he just sell that at church? The point being, somebody's probably trying to help you, but sometimes you can be too stupid to understand they're trying to help you, okay? So that's why I'm really pushing you this week to get in a group, okay? The reason why I want you in a group is because God wants you in a group. This isn't a church idea. This is a God idea. Remember Jesus, he had the disciples, right? He had 3 guys he was always with. Then it goes to 12 guys, then 70 guys. Then when he broke those guys up, he said, you guys, when you go out to win the world, do it 2 by 2. In other words, you don't do life alone, because if you ever get depressed by yourself, there's nobody there to cheer you up. Sometimes we get to thinking we're too good, and sometimes we get to thinking we're too bad. Anybody ever had a big pendulum swing? You're like, I'm a loser. I'm a philanthropist. Right? I'm bad. I'm a good dad. I'm a horrible mom. I'm mom of the year. Anybody know what I'm talking about right now? So you need people in your life. And so we're going to study today, especially for business people. Listen to this. It'll help you a lot on how to grow your business. Exodus chapter 18, there's this guy. His name is Jethro. Not from the Beverly Hillbillies. Totally different Jethro, okay? But Jethro is the father-in-law of a really big deal in the Bible. His name is Moses. He wrote the first five books of the Bible that we call the Pentateuch. Moses now is wouldn't you say that he's a great man of God, that the Lord is pleased with him, right? So it wasn't that Moses was sinning, or Moses was rebelling, or Moses wasn't working for God, but Moses was doing it wrong. So Jethro shows up in verse 8, it says, and Moses told his father-in-law, Jethro, all that the Lord had done. And so then verse 9 says, and Jethro rejoiced. I want you to shout, he rejoiced. He got excited. Notice, he's probably got a lot of things he's going to say, but he comes in and first he goes, attaboy, attagirl, because we tend to do better instructing people, and we tend to do better when we got a father figure or a mother figure that's not just always being hard on us, but is bringing out the best in us. And if you're a note taker, I want you to write this down. Don't call people out, call them up. So don't call them out, call them up. So Jethro says, oh man, that's really great. I'm rejoicing over everything the Lord is doing, the goodness of God, for the sake of time, verse 13. And it came to pass on tomorrow that Moses set out to judge the people. And all the people stood before Moses from the morning to the evening. Everybody shout, that's too long. From the morning to the evening, and Moses' father-in-law saw what he did. He's observing. He's seeing a blind spot. And he said, what is this thing that you're doing with the people? Why do you sit there by yourself alone while the people stand there from morning to evening? And Moses said unto him, to his father-in-law, because the people come unto me, and I inquire of the Lord. And when they have a matter, they come to me, and then I judge the matter. I judge the matter. So now he's saying, okay, people come to me, there's a great need. I'm not doubting at all that there's a need. But for you to actually not wear yourself out, for you to grow your organization, for you to grow your family, many hands make light work. So how many moms in here that a lot of times it's just easier for you to clean it up than to ask somebody to help you to clean it up? Okay. I'm trying to think of something that dads would do. What would they do? I don't know. Okay, mow the grass. Go ahead. Anybody ever thought, no, they're not going to do it right, so I'm not. No, it's not about them doing it right. It's about raising them up. Okay? And the same thing happens in an organization. And Jethro is saying, Moses, what you're doing, why are you doing it? He said, well, the people really want me to do it. Sometimes, get this, we find value in people really needing us. We find value in, I know the answer to this. Hey, I know. In fact, organizationally, there's a book I want to put up so you can see it if you're an organizational leader. I've read this 4 or 5 times. It's called Multipliers, okay? It's not a Christian book, but it's called Multipliers. And then there's diminishers. You can multiply your family, you can multiply your legacy, you can multiply your business, but the only way you really multiply it is not being a diminisher. Yeah. By Moses trying to do everything, it only made the other people go, I don't think without Moses. I don't know what to do. So what happens is sometimes in organizations, we will take a person who's a leader and make a follower out of them. Or we'll take a person that actually would do really good in another organization, but they don't do well in our organization because we're a diminisher. We're always the first one to respond. Yeah. Allowing them to figure it out. Allowing them to do what Jethro said was, attaboy, attagirl. Yeah. Also think of this. If you're not a business leader, you are a leader. You led yourself in here today. Yeah. You led yourself to brush your teeth. Come on, raise your hand if you did. You led yourself to drive down the highway and come here. Raise your hand if you've done all this stuff. If you didn't raise your hand on the brushing your teeth thing, did you soak your dentures or something? Okay. All right. So we're saying we are a leader. Moms are leaders. I always say if you want it done right, have a woman do it. You see why our greatest campus pastors in St. Louis were women. Pastor Reed, single white girl, pastors a church of thousands of African Americans, single white girl. Single black girl, pastors our fastest growing African-American church that we built in honor of Michael Brown. And then so when Florida needed a campus pastor, I said, who do you want to do it? I said, I don't want a man to do it. I want Pastor Morgan to do it. Is she not crushing it or what? Yeah. So I think a little different than my dad. My dad was always like, if it was messed up, it was a woman. Okay, so he'd be driving down the road. He was a cop, right? And he'd see somebody drive bad. He'd be like, look at that woman. She can't drive. We'd pull up beside him, and it was a man. And he never said anything. And I didn't say anything because my dad beat kids. Come on, somebody. I knew better than that. But I've adapted the philosophy that if you want it done right, have a woman do it. I think, don't tell my dad, he's in heaven, but if you see him, don't tell him this. I think women are better drivers because they drive down the road, they can switch gears, put on mascara, slap a kid in the back seat, drink a cup of coffee, and a man can't do that. You're like, yes, I can. Why are you wearing mascara? Come on, Okay, so the next slide is, you can be called by God and still be caring too much. You can be called by God and still caring too much. So mom, you're not supposed to do all the work. You got to teach and train the children. Dad, you're not supposed to do all the work. You're supposed to teach and train the children. In your organization, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Allow the team. When the team works, the dream works. So we go back to Jethro. Jethro says, hey, why are you doing this? He says, well, here's the reason why I got a great. This is Moses. He's a smart guy. His father-in-law saw all that he did. He said, what is this thing you're doing? Verse 15. He said to his father-in-law, it's because of the people. It's what they want me to do. I inquire of the Lord. Verse 16 says, when they have a matter, they come to me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make known all the statutes of God and the laws. And Moses, his father-in-law, watch this, he stabs him in the front. He says, hey, homie, the thing you're doing is not good. The thing you're doing is not good. He did not say you're not good. He said the thing you're doing is not good. So with the sandwich approach, it means you come in and you're like, atta boy, atta girl. That's what we saw Jethro do. Doing a good job. Yeah, I am. Then the sandwich, the meat in the middle is, here's some things that you could probably do a little better. And then back with that extra piece of bread. Let's just thank God for carbs. Our fast is over Tuesday. Thank you, God. It's been rough. It's been tough. But come on, Tuesday, how many of y'all go with me to bread? Go. Okay. He's speaking into his life. He didn't say you're not good. Get this. What you're doing is not good. Some of you, when people come to you with constructive criticism because of your past and because of the bad things that happened to you, you take it personal. And when you take it personal, then nobody wants to give you any more advice because you bite. We try it over here. Anybody ever said, ah? And by the way, I must confess to you, I'm a horrible listener. Okay? Don't tell my wife that I've admitted to this. But I assume I know, I'm busy. I got a lot going on. So I assume I know what you're telling me and what you're saying. And sometimes I cut you off because I'm in such a hurry. And then that person, even if I did properly assume, they still don't feel heard because they didn't get to get it out. Raise your hand if that makes sense. So I am horrible at listening. Then my wife, because she's my wife and she can do what she wants to do. She says, hey, why do you assume this? All right, forget it. No, really, tell me. It takes longer if I keep interrupting her than if I just listen. And then most of the time she'll say to me, it's funny how you assume you already know what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. And then maybe I'll finish it. Well, I think I do, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes, no, that's not it at all. And I promise you, I think she's lying. Raise your hand if you're a little guilty of not listening. I'm going to try it again. Anybody ever knew what you thought you knew before you knew what you didn't know? I love you, Florida. I love this sermon. It's such a good one. I love the high school. I hope we have church here forever. When I go to heaven, I'm going to tell God, let me go back to the high school on the weekend. Okay. Come on, give it up for the team here. So reset begins when we listen to the right voice. Everybody shout that. Reset begins when you listen to the right voice. So of course we know that voice is God. The voice is Word. You're learning about big business right now, but you're learning to be a leader, young people, right now. Listen to the right voice, not the wrong voice. People that are deconstructing the church or people that authority's bad. Listen, don't go with that. Go with the Word, because there's some people in your life that can help you be a better mom because they've already been a mom. When you first have your first kid, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so breakable. I got to take care of it. Go with me if you've had more than one kid. You get the second kid, you're like, they're pretty tough. By the third kid, you're like, I don't know where the heck he is. He's around here somewhere. I think we dropped him in the car seat. I did, but they're tough. Come on, raise your hand if I'm telling you the truth, right? Because you just figure it out. But if you were in a group and you had another mom tell you, I don't want to change a diaper. Pretty universal. I know how to feed a baby. Pretty universal. Right? So the right voice begins when you listen. So Jethro is telling him, hey, Moses, what you're doing, everybody shout, what you're doing is not good. One more time. What? What you're doing is not good. So then he says, verse 18, you're going to wear yourself out, man. And the people. For this thing is too heavy for you. You're not able to perform this by yourself alone. By yourself alone. By yourself alone. In a group, you're going to learn. You're going to get around the right people. People know more than you do. There's all kinds of people know. There's people that are hygienists, dental hygienists in here. There's doctors in here. There's pilots in here. There's all different people that know all kinds of things I don't know. You specialize in something. So when you get in a group, you're going to get around some people that are going to help you. Get this, I'm going to say something, that are going to help you in the area that you're short in. Remember this story in the Bible? There was a guy named Zacchaeus. Remember this? He's a little short guy. The Bible said he's a short guy in stature. I didn't say that. I know it's offensive, but God said it, so take it up with God. But he was a tax collector. Nobody likes tax collectors. Can I get an amen? Some of you are like, I owe him too much money, and I think there might be an auditor in here. There's no one here. Come on. Okay, so nobody likes this joker, and there's a big crowd, and nobody can see Jesus, but this guy, the tax collector, was smarter than everybody else, so he climbed himself up in a tree, and he's looking up at the tree, and he said, hey, Jesus! And Jesus looks up, shocks everybody, because he goes, hey, Zach! He knows my name. He knew my name? He said, yeah. Watch this. He speaks, oh, Zacchaeus. He said, today I'm coming to your house for dinner. Everybody's like, no way! What in the world? Jesus knew him? He was short in an area. And here's what I've noticed about a lot of business people. You're short in an area of your life. Most of the time, you're short with going to church. You're short with being your family. Have you ever been at work feeling guilty because you needed to be with your family? Okay, that's normal. Then on the flip side, have you ever been with your family and you were guilty because you're like, I got to go back to work? So there's this tormenting on the inside of you. There's this struggle on the inside of you. And again, reset begins when you listen to the right voice. Next slide says, you were never meant to do life alone. So by this older gentleman speaking into his life, going, hang on, what you're doing is not good. You're never going to grow the organization. You have to trust people. Don't do it alone. Now, in our organization, there's a lot of churches, a lot of pastors, and when I started, was a one-trick pony. I came from my dad, who has only had one church of 180 people, and it runs way different than a church that has as much ministry opportunities as we do, and as many buildings and things that we do. There's a lot of stuff. So over the years, I had to get around other voices to stretch my mind, to stretch my thinking, and then I had to trust people. Okay, so in St. Louis today, there are football fields of parking lots. Football fields, loads of them, and they're full, they sent me videos, of 12 inches of snow. Okay, and every time it snows, you got all these salt trucks and stuff you guys don't know anything about. There's the trucks with plows on them, and they push the snow. You guys know about white stuff, but it's cocaine or sand. Come on, in Florida, it's different. Y'all have watched all this stuff over the years, but up there, it's a problem. But thank God, God led me to Florida. And I promise you, this wasn't even like, oh, it's snowing, and I left. I planned to be here. It's on my calendar months in advance where I'm going to be. God knew it was going to snow, and he put me in the promised land. Guys, it's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, he woke me up this morning. It was 73 degrees. It is so cold. It's 9 below in St. Louis. It's so cold, the politicians have their hands in their own pockets. It's cold up there, but God led me here. But why I'm saying that is because all the team is there today, and they're all doing their job. There's people in St. Louis monitoring where I was today, how fast I went today, how we got here. There was another mic pack that the people in St. Louis said, try this mic pack. By the way, give it up for the audio guy. You're doing a great job. And if this mic pack didn't work, that mic pack had to work. And this has to be on the right frequency. And it's the same frequency of the place that I'm getting ready to go preach in a minute. And it's just all kinds of systems. And I had to get people around me because I wasn't meant to do it alone. Now, if you do it alone, Gonna be in control, but you're not gonna control much. But if you listen to this Jethro principle and you say, wait a minute, I'm going to expand, I'm gonna multiply, I'm not going to diminish other people, I'm not gonna call them out. You always, you never. I'm gonna call them up. Everybody shout, I'm not gonna call them out. I'm gonna call them up. Am I helping anybody today? Raise your hand if I'm helping you. Learn? This will help you. This is stuff they don't even teach in business school, okay? Verse 19. He says, hearken now unto my voice. Not to God. Jethro said, if you hearken unto my voice and to my counsel, God will be with you. And verse 20 says, and you shall teach them the ordinances, the laws, I paraphrase, your culture. Show them the way wherein they must walk and the work they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all of the people, able men, all the single ladies said amen to that, able men who fear God, men of truth, who understand the rules. Now watch this. Pray. Here's what I pray every week. God, I thank you that you're sending people that I'm called to help. And then I pray for all the dream team. Some of you are called to be on the dream team. Yes. And I say, God, send the people that need help. Raise your hand if this church has helped you. Okay. Yes. Now I pray also, God, send the people that are called to help. Amen. The people that we're called to help. Because at some point today, early in the morning, a team got here and they have a load-in team. And they got shirts load-in team. And they're a team and they get it done. And then there's the audio team. And then there's the nursery team. And there's so many teams. And here's what I'm telling you. I'm so proud of you here and in Rural Paul because you guys stayed at your campus. We were concerned that we just spent $8 million on the new building in Lake Worth. We thought, oh, everybody's going to leave and they're going to go there. And I asked you to stay and to support Morgan for the people that would come in here. And if I said I didn't mean it, you guys know the drill. If they're new, they don't know that. And give it up for yourself. You stayed. Now I want to take you along and realize for you to grow in the Lord, for you to feel fulfilled, you have to do what the Bible said, which is there's the evangelist, the prophet, so on, the fivefold ministry, the pastor, the teacher. It says for the equipping the saints, that's you, to do the work of the ministry. So I'm saying that's why we push you to growth track. You don't even have to growth track. You can just come to Pastor Morgan and say, hey, I want to serve. If you got a good smile and you brush your teeth and you got a whole set. Come on, somebody. You got a whole set, you'd make a great greeter. Look at your neighbor and look at him and say, let me see, smile. Let me see what you got. You'd be a good greeter. Now, if you're like this, you were a hockey player, come on, go with me. It's like, maybe not a greeter. And then people love kids. Raise your hand if you love kids. There's a bunch of single moms that go to this campus in particular, and they're just, oh, God, help me. And so some of them just is the only time in a week that they get a little time to talk with adults and be with people. So that's why eventually we want to get even this church to work one, worship one. I believe in this year that we'll be able to go to 2 services so you could work one and then you could worship one. Come on, somebody. You're well on your way. Come on, somebody. This is good, right? So what are we doing? I want to help people. Raise your hand if you want to help people. Yes. And you answered the question. You got help. Now we got to give back. Yes. If all we are is a consumer and we're not an exporter, it doesn't work. So the Bible said that we are equipped to do good works. A good church is full of new believers and old believers. But they're all people that are going forth doing the will of God. And so 2 things I want you to do. It's like, man, there's a lot he wants me to do. Came here for 2 years and he just blessed me and feed me and helped me. Now he wants me to do something. It's time. My little grandsons, they're worthless. They don't bring anything but joy to me. Can't take out the trash. They don't bring any value to a meeting. They're a nuisance. In fact, when they came, they couldn't even walk. When they first got here, they couldn't walk. Couldn't crawl. Then they started crawling. And then they started walking. And now they're running so fast I can't keep up with them. They grew. You're growing. And as you grow, you got to just say, hey, don't just help me, feed me, bless me. We need to say, God, what do you want me to do? We need people to come alongside and whatever it is, people in the multimedia. Behind this curtain back here, there's a whole pile of people that are switching up and putting this camera and that camera and all kinds of technology, putting up to, how does it say, how to strategically have the best year of your life? Watch this. Groups are God's idea, not a church program. Watch this. Groups, they're doing good. There we are. Come on, give it up for them. Oh, man, dang it. See, here's what that taught us. These are volunteers and they're learning. Come on, give it up for the person that just wet their pants in the mouth. Man, but groups is a God idea. That's right. Not a church idea. So this is what God is saying here. He's saying, listen, I want you to set the culture. Verse 21 says, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people, able men, fear the Lord, to tell the truth. And there'll be rulers, watch this, rulers over thousands, rulers over hundreds, rulers over 50s, and rulers over 10s. Verse 22, and let them judge. Now notice, rulers over small things, rulers over big things. As this organization grew, I could grow with it, or it would have stayed stuck. So I'm always stretching myself out and go, David, here's what, and then you learn too to capitalize on stuff like that. I love that there's a volunteer, and I could go, man, I'm trying to make them look good, trying to tell them to do shit, and then they put up the wrong slide. When I was stupid and young, that's what I've done. Instead, I got smart and realized that's perfect. They put up the wrong slide. That lets everybody know that you don't have to know what you're doing. Even if you're the preacher, come on, somebody, you came in here and I didn't know what I was doing. All you got to do is have fun. But if people feel like, oh, you can't screw up, well, we're in trouble. But if you say, hey, this is a team. We're going to get on a team. We're going to get in a group. We're going to all do what we're called to do. Y'all see what I'm saying right now? Then that's how a church grows great. So we got to select them. Raise your hand if this is making sense to you. This is how you grow a big organization. This is how you grow your mindset. This is how you leave a legacy. Now watch this. If people aren't having fun and you're a diminisher, not a multiplier, then you always say, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. And I'm pretty good at spotting everything that's wrong in a room. Anybody with me? Won't be everybody, but I can go into a restaurant and go, trash can's full, it's dirty, but guarantee you the bathroom's dirty, not eating in here. Forget it. Unless now I'm on a fast. I could eat out of a Johnny on the spot. Come on, somebody like, yeah, there's a Subway sandwich in there, I'm going in. Okay. All right? But raise your hand if you can spot things problem. You gotta be careful, because if you don't do that in the Jethro, remember Jethro said, Moses, good job. Attaboy, look at you go. But have you ever thought about also this? Raise your hand if it's making sense. But if you're just like, you're a Karen, come on now, don't be that. What's bad is there's one of our important people at our church named Karen. Feel bad for her, right? But you and I, if we're not careful, can be a diminisher instead of a multiplier. Let me explain it this way. My little grandson Liam, he's 5. He likes to win. And he runs fast. And he likes to race me because I let him win. I'm running. Oh, man, he beat me again. But then after a while, I got bored and thought, I want to win sometimes. So I go, this time I'm going to smoke him. So just show me what I can do. And so I'm going, and I'm almost to the thing, and I look back, and he's walking. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I wasn't racing this time. Come on, has a kid ever done that to you? Raise your hand if a kid. I wasn't racing. Oh, we're racing? Oh, okay. Let's do it again, old man. Raise your hand if a kid has done that to you. Why did they do that? Because we diminished them, and they thought they couldn't win. So if your husband doesn't think he can win, if your wife doesn't think, if your kids don't think, if your employee doesn't think they can win, they stop running. They stop trying. I let him win last time. Now eventually, he'll figure out, you'll win some, you'll lose some. But then you and I have to say, hang on, do that book that I told you about, Audible, it'll help you a lot to reset your life this year. I want to have a better year. made New Year's resolutions. Some people have already given up on it. No. Here's another thing that I've learned. Make a New Year's resolution every day. The Bible said his mercies are new every morning. So if you screw up on Tuesday, don't go, forget it, next year. You got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It's time to clean it up today and be able to say, I was wrong, and ask questions and listen. Recapping, remember that? I said, I don't listen well in the past, but now I'm learning to listen. Hey, thank you for watching Faith Church on YouTube, and I want you to subscribe so you can know whenever we go live and post new content. You can also comment below and let us know if the message spoke to you. When you're watching, also know that we want to pray for you. We want to know what's going on in your world, so you can comment below and we'll pray for you. Thanks again for watching on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.